Hi class, so this week we're covering paired samples t-test. So to continue on the research with the students at A&M Commerce, we've implemented a study skills one-day training. So we administered a knowledge of study skills scale before the beginning of the course and then the post-test at the end of the course. So here we're wanting to determine if there's a difference in the mean scores from pre-test to post-test. Okay, and then remember with the paired sample, you're basically testing the same group of people at two different times or at different points of time. Okay, so we're doing it at pre-test and then again at post-test. So the first thing was to copy your data for the pre-test and the post-test, and I've already done that here. And I've already run the test, but I'm going to do it again so you can actually see it. So here's my data set. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is to run my descriptives on my new variable. So we have two new variables, and it's the pre-test and post-test. So we're going to do data analysis, descriptive statistics. We're going to do OK. And then we're going to select pre-test and post-test data. You can do them separately or you can do them together if they're next to each other. I'm going to do it together. Make sure labels in first row is selected. Then you want to select your output range and select where you want it to go. And also make sure summary statistics is also checked. Once you have that, then you can do OK. And then you should have your descriptive statistics for both pre-test and post-test data. We're going to need our mean. We're going to need standard deviation, which is down here. And we can also make our columns wider so we can read what's actually there. Okay, so let's see. Minimum and maximum are usually things we report as well, so I'm going to highlight that. The count is basically how many people in our sample, all right? So those are all information we're going to need. Once we do that, now we can run our t-test. So now again, we're going to go to data analysis. We're going to go down to the first one, which is the t-test paired two samples for means. We're going to hit OK. Again, so now we're going to have to select one at a time. So variable 1 can be the pre-test. And then variable 2 can be the post-test. Make sure your labels are selected. And then we need to select our output range. And we can put it right here besides the descriptives. And hit OK. So now we have our paired samples t-test. Again, just making these wider so we can see it. Pre-test, post-test. Again, we're going to need our mean. We already have our standard deviation from the descriptives. So as you can see, the mean is the same as the mean from our descriptives. It should never be different. Doesn't matter which way you calculate the mean, it should still be the same. All right, we're going to need, let's see, our degrees of freedom. And here's our t statistic. We're going to need that. So basically, we provided an intervention. So basically, we gave a pretest, then we provided an intervention, and then we gave the test again at the end of the intervention, which was post-test. So here, we are trying to determine if there was a mean difference in their scores from pre-test to post-test. So our training was a study skills training. And so then we did a knowledge of study skills test, a pre-test, and then a post-test. So we're definitely expecting that after the intervention or after the training that their study skills or their knowledge of their study skills would have improved, right? So this means that we're looking at a directional hypothesis. So that means that we would do the one-tailed. And last week we did this, and I forgot to tell you guys, there's an easier way for you to determine whenever you get your one-tailed or two-tailed like this with the E-05. So if you double click on that, it actually gives you what the number is. So basically, the -05 just means 1, 2, you're going to have 5 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0.0000093. And basically, if you just double click on that, it shows it to you right here. So as we can see, our p-value is less than 0.05. So it's less than 0.05, so that means it's significant. All right, so that's all for practice 5. So let's go back over here where I have everything highlighted. Make sure you label your worksheet. For mine is practice number 5. For you, it should be homework number 5. And basically, we had a sample of 24 students. And I should have the narrative right here as well. So a paired sample t-test was conducted to determine whether there was a statistically significant mean difference between pre-test and post-test. There was a statistical significant difference in student study skills from pre-test, which we had a mean of 5.05. And if you can see, here's your mean, 5.05, with a standard deviation of 2.61. Here's your standard deviation of 2.61. So let's put this over here. To post-test, and post-test had a mean of 7.00 with a standard deviation of 1.66. And then report your T. And basically with your T, if you remember from last week, this is how it's written. We have a T, and then we have the parentheses, which your degrees of freedom goes there. So our degrees of freedom, your degrees of freedom for this one is 23. So here it is down here. Let me make that scroll down a little bit. There's your degrees of freedom. And then your degrees of freedom. So basically T 23, which is the degrees of freedom, equals negative 4.44, which is your actual T statistic. And then P equals 0.000. So the way you write your P, you can always just write the exact value, which you would do P equals and then write whatever the P value is, or you can do P less than 0.05 or P greater than 0.05, depending on what your results are. So either way is correct. So basically our t-test was T23 equals negative 4.44, P equals 0.000. So our results indicate that student study skills increased after the study skills training, suggesting that the training improved student study skills. So the training that we gave, the intervention that we gave actually improved their study skills. So our results show that the intervention actually worked. And that's how you would report the results of your paired sample t-test. And And so basically that was it for practice number 5. That was all you're going to have to do for homework number 5.